Okay, hello everybody, this is Brian from Creative again. Hey, this is part three of our project. I have finished the print from the DaVinci. It's going to be a little confusing there. I will show you at the end of this video. I had to restart it because the filament had clogged. We got to, in this video we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the process and pick up where we left off. From last time, I had said that we weren't going to go into Inkscape, but we actually are, and that's coming up right now, where we go into Inkscape and start the putting it all in the page form. If you were going to do it with the printer and cardboard, all you needed to do was take that take the pieces we've created already, and you just need to print those on a printer, and then go ahead and you take and you glue that onto the cardboard, sort of like, remember this from that foil one, you would glue it on there, and then if this was cardboard, not panel board, because it would be really hard to cut with an X-Acto knife or scissors. So you would put it on the glue it on there, and then take your X-Acto knife would be best, but if you've got small kids or you're doing it like that, then you'd probably want to use scissors. And then you just cut out around it. Remember, we have the white area, which is going to show you the areas, so you can sort of build like a puzzle. The piece that fits over it, and you just build it. Okay, you just build it all the way up there. So what we're going to do is continue where we left off. We're going to move right into Inkscape right now and that process. Okay, so we're now in Inkscape. We're going to go ahead and do this. I've clicked on the stroke to path. That's where this, or trace bitmap actually, it's called trace bitmap. That's where I open this up. I've got the bitmap selected. First I'll go ahead and I'm going to try edge. And I look at that one, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on it a little to see how it looks. You see that little red outline around the outside? That would be your vector cut lines. And you see it's got two lines there for each one of these pieces. The two lines is not the way we want to go. So we're going to go ahead and delete that out. We don't want to have that. We just want to have one solid line. So let's go back to trace bitmap. We're going to try it with the top one there and see how that looks. We're going to go hit fill, remove that. We're going to go to stroke, make sure it's 255, and look at it. And you see, yes, we have a single red line around our pieces, which is exactly what we want, because we want that to show where it's going to cut. So it's going to cut it exactly like we want it. We need to go ahead and we need to save this one, so we can save it and bring it over to K40 Whisper. A very important part of the process there, because that's how we get it to our K40 laser cutter. So let's save this one as an SVG file, and I believe I'm just going to name this woman on a rock cut, or something cut out. And so now we need to open the raster image. That's the next important part here. So let's go ahead and let's go new, make it big. We're going to import our raster one that we saved out of Photoshop, and that's the one with the actual picture. This is going to be the one where we actually see what we're going to be printing. So we want to first go over to edit and then resize to the selected. We're going to zoom on in, and we can see each of the pieces here. It's exactly how we want it, so we're just going to go ahead and save it as an SVG file. We're going to call this one Woman on a Rock, and we're going to put the raster at the end, so we know that this is the one we're going to do with the raster. When we get this over to the K40, of course, we're going to have to do the raster first, and then the cut second. We don't want to cut it out before we raster it, otherwise pieces could get moved around or something else. Okay, moving on over to the K40. I've went ahead and I've turned off the actual sound from this because we do not want that. It's really loud because of that vent in there. The air assist for the K40 laser makes it very, very loud. So I've gone ahead and I bring this into K40. I've loaded up our raster image, and I initialized the laser. And now I have to, load it all in there and hit raster, because that's exactly what we want to do. I actually already have the board in the cutter, and I already have it aligned. So it's got to go through a process here where it generates everything, and then it will start sending it right on over to the printer itself. Now I am doing a voiceover for this part because it is so loud, and what we're going to do here is we're going to put the design into the actual panel board. That's what I'm building on, and then we're going to change it out, and we're going to do the cut, and after the raster has been completed. So let's go ahead and stop here, and we're going to go and show what it looks like as it's cutting the board. Okay, now that we've got that done and we hit it to go to the printer, let's go ahead and look over at the printer as it starts the raster print. I've sped this up quite a bit so that we can see it go ahead and kick that print out. You can see it moving pretty fast there. Of course, it doesn't move that fast. That is moving really, really fast, like Superman speed. It's going to go ahead and it's going to put our picture into the panel board itself. This is a piece of test panel board I had. It's not the end result. It ended up being a little smaller because I wanted to fit all of it on there at one time. But still, it's going to give us our end result, I think, just the same, just much, much smaller. And that's fine. As it pretty nice, pretty neat as it burns that out. You can see the little dot as it's going through and doing the whole thing. It looks like we're on the last part there as it speeds through. This is a voiceover, of course, because it's really loud with that air assist. Alright, now we're back in K40 Whisper. We're going to go ahead and we're going to load the cut file. That's the one that's going to actually cut out our pieces. We wait for it to come up. It takes a second. And then we're going to hit the vector cut button, which will start the cut process. And of course, we're going to go over and look over at that right now. Just a second. Okay, so now we're over at the printer, and we can see, or the laser, and we can see it cutting out the pieces. It has to go through 2 times. That's what I set it as. So you'll see it go through once, and then it goes through a second, because it does take a little bit. I don't have it on a whole lot of power, so it takes 2 times to cut through. One of the neat things is you can see the pieces falling down as it finishes. And once this gets done, I can show you the result, and then we can glue it together. Okay, so it's finished etching. The print failed. I think it failed because I think the filament broke. Not sure. I think it did. So I have a lot of pieces here. As you saw in the other part there, I have a lot of pieces. I did not estimate. You see, I have all these pieces here. I did not quite calculate the size right. That's pretty small. That's really small. So now I need to take a set rag and wipe them down. That is one of the things you have to do with etched pieces of panel board, because it's kind of ashy. So I've got one piece. If I put them in order, this is the back, and then I can look here and I can say that this looks like this is probably the middle. You see it cut it out just right. Should go right there. Yeah. Yes, it would. So let me find some glue here, and we will go ahead and start the process of. Here it is. 60 seconds. We'll start the process of gluing these together. I'd prefer not to get any of it on me because it does dry in 60 seconds and you have to use like nail polish remover or something to get rid of it. It's like super glue. But it's a gel, which honestly I like that idea better. So let's just do a little bit. I do not want it to come out on the sides. I just want it to hold. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this sparingly. It dries in 15 seconds, so I have 15 seconds to get it into place. Push it down and hope I got it right. Alright, yeah. That looks like I did. Okay, so one down. let's go with the next. Yep, that's in place. That looks great. Yeah, okay. The next piece would be the piece that sits. Well, we gotta put all these out here. Let's see. Wipe them off here because I don't know which one's next. Let's lay them all out here in front of me and see which ones are which. That's a hand. This is that rock behind where she was sitting. This is I believe, a foot. Oh, yep, that's a foot. That's definitely a foot. This is her hair, you can tell. Yep, that is actually her hair. Correct. Let's see, this is her body. Remember, we're going from the back forward, so this is her body right here. Yep, that's her body. What's this? This is this is that arm over to the side there. Side arm, right? Okay. Or is that the leg? No, that's the leg. It's the leg. This is our front piece. This is the piece at the front. Here, that's the front piece. That's the very front piece. It sits down here. So we know what this one is. All right. This is. I think that's her hand. Like I said, I did this a little too small. I think it would be better if you could do it a little larger. That might be the better option to go with. Definitely. Her face, I believe, is at the very back there. As far as that goes. And then here is her leg itself. So let's see if we can't find the order of putting these in place here. This is the rocks to the back. I believe that goes next. Yes. Now, I may have chosen a kind of a thick wood. Might be better to go with a very, very thin wood. This is roughly about that thick. If you did a bigger picture, it would probably come out a lot better. I did very small. I used it on a piece of wood that I had left over. I had messed up on with something else. So just for this one here, I decided to use it for this. So definitely, let's look at it first. So I think this one is next. The rock in the background. I think it's that one. That one would be the next one. Followed by I believe it would be the face. Yes, yeah, that looks like that fits right there. And then the hair. Oh. Yeah, the hair. Okay, so we got this sort of coming together here. The face and then the hair, and I gotta keep it lined up now. Alright, so this is how it's looking right now. And then I think it would be the body. Yeah, the body goes right there. Oh yes, it would definitely need to be bigger. Definitely bigger. We might print this a little bit larger in like a part 2. However, it is definitely working. It's just not working quite like I expected. Then I think is the arm, or no, you know what, the arm may go in next, and no. It's definitely going to be the, oh, there we are, yeah. There's a part here, the leg. Yes, the leg, and then the arm. This is why we made it white. And then I think it's this leg, this part here. Yes. So, whoa. This will be a little on the thick side because it's so small that it just doesn't. I wonder if I can even pick this up. Let's see here. Oh boy! All right, there we go. Aha! As you can see, here we have it. Kind of. Let me try to get it straight here and line it up. There go. You can see it all just comes together like that. And with this background, it'll all look pretty good. So let's go ahead and finish gluing this up here so we can see it all built together. It does only take 60 seconds for this to dry, so that's excellent. We'll just move very quickly so that I don't have it seal inside the tube. On that, and then we'll seal off this last part so that anything visible has been etched, engraved. So let's go ahead and set that down and then push it in. Okay, I didn't get it so even, but I got it pretty darn close. And this little beauty, let's see if I can raise the light here a little. Okay, this, oh well, I have no better angle there, but there you see, from the front, it's pretty much like our picture. It is a little dark. I can't really lighten it up some, but from the side, you see this has got some depth to it. It really does. From the side, you really can't tell what it is until you come to the front, and then you see our girl sitting on the rock. And as you turn, it's the same thing. You can't really tell what it is from the side, but this makes an amazingly cool looking piece of 3D art. And it was not done on a 3D printer. It was done on an etcher. If you did it in cardboard and you printed it, yours might actually be in color, but it still will look roughly like this. Especially if you just did it on a piece of paper, because that would be small. Okay, so I did a transition. You notice in this video there was a little bit of time warpage because that was actually filmed last night, and the part that was just before this, as well as a lot of the beginning was filmed today, then everything in the middle was filmed last night, and then now it's today again. So we went back in time, and now we're back to the future, like the movie. So we are going to have a part 4. The part 4 is where we're going to make it just a little bit bigger, because I did like how it came out, that little 3D piece of art there. It would look a lot better if it was larger. So in part 4, we're going to go ahead and increase the size. You can do the same thing if you're doing it on a printer, a regular printer, and it will come out the same way. We've just used more paper. In the sense of with the K40 laser, we're going to actually use more wood. So I'm going to have to cut the wood for this part 4 to make sure I have enough shingles, as each shingle is got to be about this size, and I only have well, I don't have enough of them. Let's just say that I've got quite a few. I mean, I've got quite a many. But let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, it's 4, 5, 6. You know, I may have enough after all. Well, I don't know how big is this. I want to do a. Oh, that's only 7. See, and I would rather do 8. So actually, you can see there's a difference between these two. I want to do it on the big ones, and there's this inch. So I would like to do it 8 by 6 roughly, around about, so I'd have one panel here, one panel here, and then have this repeat. So if I'm only doing 2, and I believe there were 12, I would need 6 of these, and I have exactly 2. So I need 4 more of these bigger ones. These littler ones, I mean, this would work too. I guess I could do these little ones, and I might. This is 7 by 12, and that might work. I might just do a 7 by 12, but I would really prefer to do it on the bigger. However, if I do it on these ones, then I kind of got it almost there. I don't want to do it on my on my nice project board. Also, I noticed, like I think I had said in a previous video, this being the actual wood. I mean, this is wood, and this is the panel board wood. And between these two, this one gets way more detail. It holds the detail much better than this one. But this one is really nice. It gives that classic etched look. So I do like this, but I don't want this for this project. I want to stick with the board that I actually like to use. So if I do these ones, I've got 4, which is too shy of what I need. If I do these, I've got 2, which is, well, 4 shy of what I need. So either way you look at it, I gotta cut some wood, unless I put these together. And I could do that and just use this and just make it 7 inches and then just waste an inch off of each of these. But I think it would probably behoove me to just go ahead and cut some more wood, more panel board. I do have quite a bit. I had done remodeling on my house a while back, and so I had put up some panel board, and I grossly misjudged how much I needed. So I have quite a bit left over, and I've just been cutting it for the purpose of using the laser. Also, the 3D printer did finish printing the object. As you could hear in the previous video, it was printing overnight. The filament didn't like clog or jam or anything. In the spool, it kind of was like overlapped. I had to put my finger in there and pop it because it was really tight and it was clicking and finally it just broke the thing. So it did print, and then I managed to break it in half when I was taking it out of the printer. But we can kind of, I don't know if you can kind of see where it was broken in half there. You can sort of, it's a little white line that runs right along the bottom there. But it did come out, and I will reprint this. I do like this clear color here. What I'm going to do with this, I mean, the clear color is not necessary. I could reprint it on any of the other printers, but I ordered, and they should come in tomorrow, hopefully, is what they said, some decals. These are watershed decals. This is PLA, so I don't know what will happen if I put this in the oven. What a watershed decal says is that you put the watershed decal part. I'm going to print the picture on the watershed decal. You put that in the water for 30 seconds. It lets it slide around. You take it and you put it over the top of this. It should mold to it because it is a decal and not a sticker. And then you take it and you have to put it in the oven at 212 degrees for 25 minutes. That has me a little nervous. 225 degrees, I believe it was 212 degrees for 25 minutes. 212 degrees actually equals roughly 100 degrees Celsius. PLA, that's what this is. I set the printer at 195 degrees Celsius, so we're talking about double the temperature, so I'm hopeful that this can do it, but its glass transition is at 60 degrees Celsius. We're going to be having it at 100, so I'm hoping it doesn't just go and it turn into a melted mess. But we will find out, because I'm going to put the decal on it if I reprint it. If not, then I don't necessarily have to. I did glue it, so you can see it doesn't fall apart anymore. I glued it back together where I broke it. I don't know if I broke it there or if maybe the filament hadn't filled in really well there and then unstuck and then continued from where it left off, and so it left a little bit of a space, or what actually happened. However, if I do put a decal, then that should solve it. And this is learning, and we're testing and figuring things out as we go. So this might actually work out just fine once I can get the decal on it. Also, I did want to make that one bigger, so we're going to go ahead and try that as well. That will all be in part 4, where we enlarge the scale to fit a little bit bigger size. So, well, for now, don't forget, get creative, and I'm going to sign out, and I'll see you in number 4.